everybody, my name is Mars, you can call me MG if you would like, and today I have for you my 2024 Somberhoney Reading Challenge. So this is the second year that I will be doing a reading challenge where there's a different prompt each month, and I've got some really fun ones here for you today. My Ko-fi members back in October actually made some prompts for me for Spookopoly when I was doing that, and I ended up not using any of them, so they have given me permission to reuse some of their prompts for the months. So I will let you know when one of my members came up with these prompts or if I came up with it. One more thing, there is some construction going on outside. My neighbor across the street is currently having a fence built, so I will try to film around the noise, but if you hear some sudden weird things, it's just that. So without further ado, let's just get into the prompts. So the prompt for January is a book with the number 1 in the title, and it only counts if you would say the number 1. So it can be a slightly different number. It could be 21 or 100 because you still say the word 1, but it wouldn't count if it was like 11. Does that make sense? A good example would be 100 Years of Solitude or One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, as long as you say the word 1 when you are saying the title out loud. The February prompt was actually created by Marta, and that is to read a book where a character shares a name with a character from Revelry. If you didn't know, I published a book in 2023. It is right up there. It's called Revelry in the Dark, and there are so many characters in that book, and you just gotta find a book that has a character that shares a name. So the main character's name is Georgie, but there's also characters like Lourdes and Damien and Vincent and River and so many other characters. A specific example would be the first Ice Planet Barbarians book, which I recently learned the main character's name in that is Georgie, which is the main character in my book as well, which is very funny to me. Then for March, we have a prompt from Anna, and that is a book that has leaf or leaves or tree in the title. I will accept anything tree related, so if it's like root, something along those lines. April's prompt is a book with a preposition in the title, so in, on, of, below, anything along those lines. The prompt for May is an alternate history book, not to be confused with historical fiction or historical fantasy, although they could overlap. Alternate history is specifically a book where the outcome of something is changed. So an example of this would be Chainsaw Man, which takes place in 1997, and it is set in a world where World War II just didn't happen, so it's alternate history. For June, we have Anna's other prompt, and that is a non-scary scary book. So it's a book that you're scared to read, not because it's horror or anything, but because it's scary for some other reason. So it could be the sequel to a book that you really loved and you're worried might not live up to the hype. It could be a very big book that you're intimidated by, anything like that, as long as it's not the content that's scaring you about reading it. Then in July, we have Marta's other prompt, and that is a book where characters write, participate in, or watch a play. I think Hamlet would be a really good option for this, but I'm also just a really big fan of Hamlet, and so I think everyone should read it at some point, but there's a play in it, so it counts. August's prompt is a book with or about siblings. For September, I want you to read the most colorful book you can find. We're gonna say at least 4 distinct colors on the cover, and by distinct I mean you can't go, oh, there's 4 different shades of blue. They have to be completely separate colors, so if the book has like blue, green, red, and yellow on it, that would count. For October, Laura has given us a spooky prompt, and that is a book with a bat on the cover. The prompt for November is to read a book by an author who follows a different religion than you. It doesn't have to be about that religion though. So I was inspired to write this because I recently read City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty, who is Muslim, and I am not Muslim, so they follow a different religion for me, and it would count for this prompt. And finally, we come to December, and we are ending with Laura's other prompt, and that is a book with an animal POV, which I just think is a really fun and silly way to end out the year. So that is the end of this video. Leave some recommendations down in the comments for books that fit these prompts, because I know that some of these are probably harder than others, and it would be great if we could all share our knowledge of books and what might fit for these prompts. But for now, if you've enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel for more content, and that way I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.